He thought age would slow Mike Tyson down. He thought the legend was finished, and that was the biggest mistake of his life. The giant walked into the press conference with a smirk, laughing loudly at Tyson's age, mocking every year Tyson had survived in the ring. "Old man can't hurt me," he joked. Cameras flashed, reporters grinned, but Tyson just stared. No smile, no reaction, no emotion, because he knew something the giant didn't. Experience, discipline, and raw violence never age. The world watched as everyone doubted Tyson once again, just like they always had. But this time, the humiliation was personal. The giant kept laughing. Tyson kept waiting. And when the bell finally rang, the giant would learn what millions already knew. You don't laugh at a man who was built in blood, pain, and pure destruction. This fight wasn't about age. It was about respect. The giant wasn't just tall, he was terrifying. A mountain of muscle, unbeaten in his last 9 fights, and famous for ending opponents with one punch. Reporters called him the modern Goliath. His confidence was sky-high, and mocking Tyson's age only made him louder. In every interview, he repeated the same line: "Tyson is too old. This will be easy money." His fans cheered, his team bragged, and social media turned the upcoming fight into a circus, painting Tyson as a broken legend coming for one last payday. But behind all the noise, Tyson was quietly transforming. No trash talk, no press drama, just brutal training. Old-school style. Early morning road work. Heavy bag sessions so violent the gym shook. Sparring partners rotating like soldiers on duty. Each one telling the same story after stepping out of the ring. Tyson still hits like a truck. Meanwhile, the giant focused more on cameras than training. He posted videos laughing at Tyson's footwork drills, mocking him for shadowboxing, and even calling him a grandfather trying to relive his youth. But experts noticed something. Tyson wasn't slowing down. He was sharpening. Every movement was tight, precise, and controlled, like a man preparing for war. The press conference before the fight changed everything. The giant walked in loud, laughing, banging his fist on the table. Tyson walked in silent, wearing a simple black hoodie, eyes down, expression cold. When the giant stood up and flexed, the room erupted. Cameras flashed like lightning. But Tyson didn't even blink. He looked straight into the giant's eyes and said quietly, "You'll respect me when the bell rings." That one sentence silenced the whole arena. Even fans who doubted Tyson felt something shift. It wasn't trash talk. It was a warning. Days before the fight, leaked footage showed Tyson moving with unbelievable speed. Younger fighters watching the clip admitted, "I wouldn't want to stand in front of that." The night of the fight arrived. The stadium buzzed with energy. The giant entered first, grinning, waving, taunting. Tyson entered last, head lowered, gloves tight, the crowd exploding as the legend walked toward the ring like a man returning to his kingdom. And as the fighters stood face to face for the final stare-down, one thing became clear. The giant had been laughing for weeks. But now, he wasn't laughing at all. The bell rang, and instantly, the atmosphere changed. The giant came forward with a grin, hands low, already treating the fight like a joke. He threw a lazy jab as if testing an old man. Tyson didn't respond. He just watched, studying, waiting for the mistake he knew would come. Then it happened. The giant tried a wide hook, slow and sloppy. Tyson slipped under it like he had done 1,000 times before, even in his prime. The crowd roared, shocked by the speed. Commentators shouted, "Tyson still has it! Look at that movement!" Embarrassed, the giant rushed in with a flurry of heavy punches, but Tyson's head moved like electricity, side to side, weaving, bobbing, cutting closer and closer with every slip. And then, boom! A left hook to the body, the kind of punch that makes a giant rethink his career. The giant froze for half a second, eyes wide, realizing Tyson's power was not old, it was timeless. Tyson didn't give him space. Peekaboo guard up, he stalked forward, slipping every desperate punch the giant threw. Tyson's upper body was a blur. The giant, confused and breathing heavy, suddenly understood the truth. This wasn't the comeback of an old fighter. This was the return of a predator. Midway through round 2, Tyson unleashed a brutal 5-punch combination. Left hook, left uppercut, body shot, right hand over the top. The giant stumbled, the arena exploded, and for the first time, the giant looked afraid. He tried to clinch, but Tyson shoved him off like nothing. Tyson's eyes were locked in, cold and merciless. And then came the moment replayed 1,000,000 times online. Tyson slipped a jab, stepped inside, and launched a right uppercut from the floor. One of the nastiest shots he had thrown in years. It landed perfectly. The giant's legs buckled, his mouthpiece flew, his body hit the canvas like a collapsing building. The referee rushed in. The crowd erupted into chaos. The giant rolled to his side, dazed, confused, looking around as if asking, "What hit me?" But everyone already knew the answer. He didn't lose to an old man. He didn't lose to a legend. He lost to Mike Tyson, the same unstoppable force people once feared, and clearly still should. The arena was still shaking when the referee waved it off. Fans were screaming, cameras were flashing, and commentators could barely speak. The giant, who laughed at Tyson's age for weeks, was now struggling just to sit up. His team rushed into the ring, lifting his head, asking him questions he couldn't answer. Meanwhile, Tyson didn't celebrate. He didn't dance. He didn't even smile. He simply walked to his corner and sat down like a man who had just finished another day at work. Because for him, destroying giants was never a surprise. It was routine. As medical staff attended to the giant, Tyson stood and walked toward him. The crowd fell silent, wondering what would happen. Tyson knelt beside the fallen fighter and whispered something only he could hear. "Never judge a man by age. Judge him by what he survived." That moment became legendary. Even the giant nodded slowly, realizing the truth. His overconfidence, his arrogance, his public mockery. It had all led to this brutal lesson. In the post-fight interview, reporters crowded around Tyson. One asked, "Did his comments about your age bother you?" Tyson shook his head. "I don't fight for pride," he said. "I fight because it's what I was born to do. Age doesn't weaken a real fighter. Doubt does." Clips from the fight went viral instantly. Fans around the world couldn't believe Tyson's movement, his speed, his power. Analysts called it the return of the old ghost. Others said it was a reminder that true greatness never fades. It only hides until challenged. As for the giant, he left the arena with his head down, bruised, shaken, and forever changed. In the press conference afterward, he admitted, "I disrespected a warrior, and I paid the price." By morning, headlines everywhere told the same story. The giant mocked Tyson's age and met the young version in the ring. People who doubted Tyson were suddenly silent. Fans who believed in him felt vindicated, and those who mocked him learned a powerful truth. Legends don't retire. They don't fade. They don't slow down. They wait for the moment someone is foolish enough to challenge them. For the giant, That moment came the day he laughed at Mike Tyson, and that laugh became the biggest mistake of his life.